Hey everybody, Pat Kilner here with Tower Hill Realty and John Kirk from the Kilner Group. John, thanks for joining again.
Great.
So today, new home spotlight. We love doing this, and we're going to focus on Montgomery County and two areas that you wanted to very specifically talk about in terms of larger projects. What are those today?
Yeah, so great, and thanks again for the opportunity to come in and talk about these, because new construction actually in the county has been really something that has propelled the county in a lot of different directions in terms of investment in infrastructure, having the unique opportunity to even build exits off of highways, right?
Yeah.
Schools, parks, things are just sort of sprouting up within the new home community and within the surrounding area of new home communities as well. Two particular types of communities that I'm interested in most, over the last 3 years, really we've been looking at Poplar Run and we've been looking at Cabin Branch.
Beautiful.
Those two communities have really done an amazing thing for the zip codes that they're in Silver Spring and in Clarksburg, respectively.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Because these are sort of a model. We see this happening in Loudoun County. We see this happening in Frederick as well. We're seeing this happen in Fairfax and in Upper Marlboro, Bowie areas as well. But we really like these because of what they've done, sort of an infrastructure standpoint. What you mentioned is really neat. So let's talk Cabin Branch for a second. It's a newer project. What are you seeing there that you think is going to pay off long term?
Newer project, also a project that's going to be going on for the next 10 to 12 years, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about a 550 acre tract of land that is now being developed into, potentially 12 to 1,500 homes, right?
That's great.
So you have really the gamut of homes that are going in there, from single family homes, big single family homes, to smaller single family homes, townhomes, and you also have parks and amphitheaters and things like that are going in as well.
Yeah.
Not to mention the outlets that have just been put in there as well, which are really changing the landscape of that exit right off of 270.
Just all the shopping you can do just right there without
Sure.
having to go anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and that's part of the beauty of these larger projects is, in many ways, they're not only just building houses, they're enhancing the lifestyle for a lot of folks in that general zip code as well.
That's right. And so we're seeing that not only in Cabin Branch, and again, there's sort of two communities that we really are focused on, is that Cabin Branch community, which is a great value, and then also down closer in to Silver Spring area, Poplar Run, right? And Poplar Run is basically in a situation where that was a golf course at one point, right?
Yeah,
and so Indian Spring Country Club, right?
Yeah.
And so that now is a significant amount of homes, and talk about the added infrastructure there around Poplar Run. By the way, if you haven't been there, just driving into Poplar Run is impressive itself, right? And so a lot of folks who are living in Silver Spring are living in a post-war home. It's a great old house with an older furnace, older roof, and so on, right? You're driving into this new home community in Poplar Run with this grand entrance, and all of a sudden you pop out and you've got these brand new homes with everything new and in virtually the same area that you folks in Silver Spring live in already.
Yeah.
Plus Metro.
Yeah.
Right? And Metro and infrastructure for shopping and so on and so forth.
So yeah, that was a really neat find in terms of developing that plot of land for builders like Ryan to get in there and put their product in there. Talk to me about the product. Oftentimes I think we think of new home construction and you go, oh, it's just not how it was in the old days. That's not what we're finding. We're finding really phenomenal new home construction and have been really impressed.
Yeah, and it is impressive, and we've actually had the benefit of helping many families move into Cabin Branch and helping many families move into Poplar Run as well. Yeah. And what you're able to buy there on a price per square foot basis is absolutely something that is unfound, right? And the product that you get for the price is absolutely outstanding. And I think focusing on particular model homes is important, right? So one model home that Ryan is producing right now is called the Bronte model. And that Bronte model is something where it's really been impressive to me because they have a 4th floor attic that you can finish off.
Nice.
And that's a place where your teenagers can go live up there.
Yeah.
Right? And just a great feature that you actually don't see a lot in houses nowadays.
Yeah.
But Ryan Homes is bringing that to the community, and that's really great.
Neat. So just some innovation on sort of your basic models,
Yeah.
and that's what these subdivisions allow for as well, is some, because they're building so many homes, just to be able to mix it up a little bit,
Sure.
give some different elevations, different styles of homes. And, we've seen sort of age in place sort of stuff where now you've got a rambler, and you know that you want to be there for the next 20 years, and you're buying in your 50s,
Yeah.
and you can stay there, as well as homes that are really sort of more traditional colonials with some interesting alterations like that on the Charlotte Bronte. So I'm a new buyer. I come to you and I say, listen, John, all things being equal, I'm looking at this new home. Should I go with the new home about the same price range as a home that maybe sits on a little bit more acreage, been there for 20, 25 years? Talk to me about the benefits. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think the benefits go toward product, right?
Okay.
How is that product put together? So I'm not talking about floor plan and what the design is, but I'm talking about the actual things that go into building your house, the materials,
Yeah.
right? So think about the way that windows have evolved, even in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
right? So the energy efficiencies that you have with a new home are far and above what you have in a used home, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about warranties as well, right? So your warranties, you're going to have, a 10-year structural warranty for that house. What kind of warranty are you getting on a house that was built in 1949?
Yeah. Not much.
Yeah.
Okay, so great. I think it's obvious the efficiencies that we've got in new homes with just innovations in technology, from everything from roof all the way down to HVAC innovations, right? Is going to make things more efficient with those. Now, I think also something that goes unnoticed oftentimes, and we see this sort of trend as we look at new home construction, is, let's say you're buying in Cabin Branch today, and you're in the earlier stages of that, or you're in the middle stages of that entire development. They're going to be building for, as you said, next 10, 12 years. On average, we're seeing a pretty rapid appreciation versus the rest of the market for new home construction.
And I think that's it's an important thing to consider as an investment, right? We talk about real estate in terms of investment strategy and long-term investment strategy. You're really in a good spot if you're going to be buying new, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're buying new, let's face it, the builder's creating the market, and that's not a static price point for very long.
Yeah.
So you're going to get in there and you're going to pay, $500,000 for a house today. Well, by next year, those are selling for $525.
Sure.
Right. So or $550. Right. So the builder is going to keep creating inventory, but they're also setting the market from a price standpoint.
Yeah.
And that's important. So as you buy, so you're buying at $500, and then next year that same house is $525,000. So you've got that much equity, right?
Yeah.
Tell me when the last time that has happened with a used home.
Yeah.
Right? That rapid appreciation doesn't happen.
Not naturally,
Yeah.
right? It can happen sort of artificially. We saw that in the sort of the boom.
Yeah.
Right? That's happening artificially. But what's happening is, as infrastructure grows around you, it's all ships are rising with the tide.
That's right.
So that's a little bit longer, but I thought it would be something really interesting to look at from the investment standpoint of why the value is there, and we just loved picking these two places. Poplar Run, we saw that increase in value from when they started to when they finished out, and so hopefully this is helpful and still building, right? Yeah, still got some stuff back in the back, and that's the beauty of buying it towards the end is now you've got an established market.
That's right.
Right, so it's a great thing to be buying now. That's more of a sure thing. You may not get all the appreciation everybody else got as quickly, but you're buying an established market. There's already a proven product as well. So thanks everybody. John, thanks again.
Thanks,
great
Pat.
stuff.
Yeah, that was
Love
fun.
talking the market with you.
It's great.
And we'll see you next week.